Hello there everybody, this is FN2188 here again with a new video. This one is going to be a straight up diss towards Hasbro, but to me these five were definitely ones that I believe Hasbro kind of screwed up, or just it was rather pointless for them to make. Alright, so I'm not going to be counting full repaints of existing figures, but I might be counting resculpts of figures or any re-releases of figures. No, credit collection does not count. Holiday figures do not count. I'm counting unique figures or unique releases, any exclusives or anything like that. Anything counts as long as it's not a pre-existing mold and just a flashy new color. Alright, so starting us off with number 5, we have Vice Admiral Haldo. Especially with a character like Haldo, who was released somewhat after anybody was necessarily hyped for the movie. She kind of just stuck out like a sore thumb afterwards. Not only this, but the figure itself was lacking in a lot of categories for me. Her hair didn't really seem that detailed. It seemed like one blob of cotton candy. Even though her likeness was really well done, that doesn't really help the fact that she looks like she's wearing a potato sack more than an actual dress. Even with the dress, she feels rather traffic coned. So even then, I'd much rather have a old Ben style leg piece for the dress. So there could actually be somewhat like shading or sculpted detail to make it look more accurate than just some big cloth overlay that they just put over the whole figure. The thing is, she was outshined by everyone else in her wave too, even. I would much rather have like any other figure released in that wave. They all seem a lot more necessary and a lot more needed. Even then, she's still an exceptional figure for the line, so I'm only putting her at number 5. Number 4 is going to probably raise some eyebrows. This one is a 3-pack, and you might be guessing what 3-pack. This is the Target exclusive Rogue One 3-pack. This 3-pack retailed for $60. Even then, one of the figures in this was a straight up repack. 2 of these figures look like shrunken Barbie dolls in terms of quality. The only thing that saved this 3-pack and didn't drop it all the way down to spot number 1 is the sick looking Death Trooper. The Death Trooper might have made this 3-pack for you because it has a unique sculpt to it on the chest. It has extra stuff compared to the single release Death Trooper. Right now you can get this on average for $27.36, which is not bad for 3 figures. You're essentially paying the price of 1 Death Trooper and $3 worth of $112 dollar store toys. Even then, putting any of the older Rogue One figures in seems kind of like a cheat code for this list. Number 3 might upset a few people, but this is an opinion I've had for a while. Number 3 has to be 2015's Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader. Where do I begin with this figure? This figure has weird engineering choices, like really weird. Like the way, like lifting up the cape from the back, it just looks so awkward. And even then, like removing the cloth any bit, it just feels so weird. And the choices that they've done engineering wise with its cape and anything with the sculpt is just upsetting. They just did a blatant reuse of the Return of the Jedi Vader that they initially released in blue line, which a lot of people were already upset with. They just changed its helmet to a somewhat clear purple shade. I mean, it looks somewhat cool, but even then, they don't give you a swappable head. They don't give you anything. I mean, yeah, it's exclusive. You don't have to get it. It's a good exclusive technically because it's not necessary. Overall, I just believe that this figure is scene specific and is not fully accurate to the scene whatsoever. They should have gave an alternate headpiece or any electricity effects. More could have been done for the figure, and it just came out looking barely passable. Alright, now where do I begin with number 2? This is the Kmart exclusive Jyn Erso. This is also suffering from the scene specific thing. I mean, she is like in this outfit for the entirety of her encountering her father. They could have proved themselves with this figure, maybe held off a bit, given a better paint job to the face, but they didn't. They just did just as poorly, if not worse, I'd say. Looks like she's standing over just nothing. It just looks like mud, and it's just a very odd thing. They should have just made the figure exclusive, and then again, they just threw in this weird set piece that feels too scene specific, instead of just giving a piece of the platform maybe, or something like extra accessories. They could have done just a better idea in general. It just felt too out there, too odd for them to make, and just really weird that they made it a Kmart exclusive. But if you really like this one, it is possible to find this one for less than $10. Make some guesses. This one might surprise some people, this one might not. Let's just say this one was one of the biggest peg warmers that was kind of assumable at this point. Number 1 is a figure from a movie I cherish so dearly. This is Moloch. So they charged the price of a deluxe figure. I mean, I get it. He is a big character, but they already made him exclusive to Target. And then they made him a deluxe. But then again, this figure is of such a small role character that just kind of felt pointless. The thing is, like, nobody was really, oh, I must get a Moloch figure. Because even me, who's someone who really, really enjoyed the movie, I barely remember any important scene with Moloch. This figure is just somewhat of a half-articulated statue, too. He has waist, arm, and face articulation, and doesn't really come with much accessories either. Its legs, it could have been cool where they maybe made it like move for a bit, but it's just a big stump. That's the thing. Then again, this one definitely warmed pegs for a long time until they were able to sell this guy off for just a few bucks. This figure looks nice. If you can find this guy for a few bucks, it's definitely worth it, because this guy's a great looking background character. And if you want him for any other display, like a gangster or a background scene character, he's definitely worth it. I honestly like the figure. It's just $30 for it. And it being a Target exclusive just felt really pointless. It's just not as great as it could have been either. And because of that, I really have to make this one the number 1 most pointless, or the most dumbly released figure. If I should say that, or stupidly released figure. Anyways, if you guys agree with my top 5, good for you. If you disagree, also good for you. Anybody can have their own opinion, and that's what makes this type of stuff interesting, because you get to hear other people's perspectives about it, you know? So I hope this was at least somewhat entertaining to look at, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.